what's up tonight? I'm just sitting here drinking a German beer and watching Dawn of the Dead, the 78 version, not the Romero's remake from 2000. Anyway, I thought I'd talk a bit about a subject, one of my favourite subjects and favourite interests really, and that's music. And I know it's a good thing to have an opinion on, but it's a hard kind of thing to discuss with sometimes, because everyone's opinion is different for what they like and what they think's good, and for the most part that's a good thing. But tonight, this is just what I'm going to talk a bit about. What gets to me is just all the crap that they play on the radio and they plug in the media all the time. I just sort of get sick of that. Well, I understand everybody's got different tastes. That's cool. And, you know, like, it's all different people like all different stuff. But when you work at a job where you have to listen to the same songs several times a day, when the radio station has a playlist of about 40 songs, and you hear that playlist like 3 times a day, several times a week, yeah, that kind of gets to you sometimes. Or if you see it advertised or whatever, and you start to think, you know, like, what is wrong with them that they actually have to plug such bullshit in the media? And I think, yeah, you know, like, I might like what some other people like, whatever, but I don't think they play it because they think it's good. I mean, half of it I don't even think they really would even listen to before they put it on the radio. I don't really understand that, because people, when it comes to mainstream music, seems to eat up whatever in front of them. Like, that's what I like so much about the ideal of the 80s, which I'd like to be able to go back then, you know, for a while, because that's when the rock and the metal was popular in the mainstream sort of thing. It's what they used to play on MTV back when it was actually about music, and I thought that was pretty cool. But aside from that, I thought 90s music, mainstream stuff, pop and everything, was actually pretty tolerable. I have to admit that I really hate the American influence on my country when it comes to music. That's not to say that I don't love a lot of American rock and metal and some other stuff, but when it comes to their chart pop, it's the majority, I have to say, is just absolute trash. And I do not understand why it is that some of these bands they choose to put on. I mean, just some of that stuff is just so frickin' terrible. You know, some people genuinely like it, whatever, but I mean, I just get sick of having to listen to bullshit that they pass off as music. You see, I listen to a lot of electronic and techno and stuff. I cannot stand dubstep, and I cannot understand how the hell that got so popular for a while. But what I mean is, like, for me, I think a big part of music, what music is like playing instruments, and generally that's what it used to be. So I do like some electronic stuff, but I don't like how the way they generally take all of the instruments out of modern, like, American chart pop and shit, and try and pass it off as music. You know, it's alright if they do that for a little bit, but pretty much every song you get on the radio is just a backing track with some mostly auto-tuned vocals put on top of it. It's like, where's the talent there? If you even look at the lyrics, like, a lot of it is just either shallow or really simplistic, boring lyrics. And sure, you don't always need good lyrics, but it wouldn't hurt to have them every so often. But that's the thing, it's just all of it is just generally like that. And I mean, when it gets to the point that they start to find it weird if they hear a guitar or drums or like an actual good instrument in a song, that's when I think music is starting to take a turn for the worse, sort of thing. I mean, I just don't get that. Like, to me, I love nothing more than an electric guitar in a song. They would never put that in there, really. Like, but yeah, whatever. I also love piano, violin, drums are good. You know, everything. Just I like a lot of, I like pretty much all instruments depending on how they're used. But I just hate the absence of actual instruments in this, and the overuse of auto tune and backing tracks and shit like that. See, the thing about people is they tend to get it. People who like mainstream music who can't be bothered going out of their way to find their own stuff that they like tend to just follow whatever's put in front of them. Like, I know a lot of people and know of a lot of people who got into a whole lot of music, like a lot of older stuff as well, from games that they would have, stuff they would have never really have heard or really bothered listening to, and they actually go out and listen to it and whatever after that, and I think that's pretty cool. Things like San Andreas and various other games, a lot of people have picked up songs from, and I think that's pretty cool. See, they don't have to. They don't have to actually go and play that kind of bullshit music. They could decide to put on something really good, because like I think there's a lot of talented bands out there, not just rock and metal, but even though that's sort of mostly my preference, that they are shunning or won't give any airtime because they don't think it's good or they don't think it's appropriate. But how the hell is something appropriate talking about what they do? I mean, for the most part, I find a lot of that American chart stuff is just degeneracy. Plain and simple, no way to sugarcoat it. To give examples of this sort of thing, what I mean anyway is like that bloody song by Justine's Beaver, Baby. It was like the #1 looked up video on YouTube at one point, and that alone pretty much speaks for humanity's slide. I mean, come on. It was like a song sung by like what appears to be a 14-year-old girl, with all of about 5 lyrics, and apparently the song was also written by several people. Like, there's so many of these American singers, if you can call them that, don't even write their own songs, yet all of the actual people who play in proper bands come up with their own music and their own lyrics. I mean, how can you even compare? Yet that's the sort of crap they decide to play, because that's not what will appeal, it's what they want to bloody put on. I'm pretty sure the people would get into anything if you would actually put it in front of them. It ain't who's a good role model either. I mean, look at frickin' Miley Cyrus, bloody, one of them that I hate the most is that, at least she makes me laugh though. The one I hate though, absolutely hate, is that frickin' Nicki Minaj. Yeah, fucking terrible, absolutely terrible and obnoxious, and is just as ugly as her fucking lyrics. I mean, she looks like a bulldog chewing a wasp. You got a plastic surgery victim, crossed them with somebody who's been caught in a house fire, and then did them up in makeup. They still wouldn't, drag makeup, they still wouldn't look as bad as her. And that's the kind of shit they decide to play. The only other one that I absolutely hate just as much as her is that Meghan Trainor. I fucking hate her shit. All that crap just on the radio, it's just like obnoxious. Would be no better. There would be no better word to come to mind for me than that to describe her bullshit. For one, that bloody song, all about that bass that has no fucking bass in it. But that other song, No, is probably one of the worst fucking things I've ever heard. And I don't understand how the hell they give that shitty a time. I mean, in my opinion, that's fucking disgraceful. But it's not just that, it's like, fucking hell, all these other artists just like, one of the things that I just don't get is why all American female pop singers pretty much have to dress like and act like strippers. in music videos and on stage, it's like, yeah, I know that sort of shit sells. It's the same way, you know, like you get a YouTube video and you put an ass in the frickin' thumbnail or something, and you get a bunch of frickin' guys and shit clicking on it because of that. But I know that kind of crap sells, but do they all have to do that and act like such hoes? I mean, it's supposed to be about music. That looks more like compensation. That's what it pretty much appears to be. But they're all like that. Just, you don't believe me, just have a look at all these photos. You see what I mean? Music doesn't have to be about bullshit like that. I mean, this is what I hate about American crap. What I love about, well, from what I've seen of European radio, is that they actually play decent music over there because they're not overly influenced by America. Like I said, I do like a lot of American rock and metal, but just that shit they decide to put on the charts, it just makes me wonder if they even listen to it before they even decide to bring it out. I mean, that and the whole fucking In the Club thing, it's like, fucking hell, all of these songs within the club, and it's like, clubs are fucking shit, full of shit people generally. I mean, why are these people so obsessed with fucking writing songs about it? But that's just me. So yeah, that's my opinion anyway on today's music. I know you don't have to be into it. You can always go and listen to your own shit like I do. But you know, it tends to kind of get to you when you see it played all the time, and you see the good bands that you like pretty much get next to no recognition, really struggle along to even manage to do something. Bands that have been going for 30 plus years and put out about 15 albums. Meanwhile, some little turd comes along like Justine's Beaver or Katie's Period or One Erection, and claims all this fucking fame and money, and while the other bands get overlooked. But you know, it's just sadly how it is these days. Anyway, thanks for watching my video if you have. It's just me saying my piece on a subject that I find kind of important to me. Anyway, I'm gonna go watch the zombie movie. Have a good night.